Hey everybody, one of my favorite groups, Mystery, has released a new album called Lies and Butterflies. Let's see how it stacks up and compares to their previous works. Hey, Brent back. Welcome back, everybody. Now, those of you who have watched my channel a few times know I'm a fan of the group Mystery from Montreal, Canada. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown of what kind of happened after the album previous to Lies and Butterflies called Delusion Reign. Lies and Butterflies was released this year in July, and it is the first album since the departure of keyboardist Benoit Dupuis, who left in 2016, and was replaced by Antoine Michaud, who's been not a part of Mystery, but within, I'm going to say, the organization, for lack of better words. He's performed live with them a few times prior to this album, and as well, he's contributed to some keyboards and some guitars on previous efforts. The first song on the album is a track called Looking for Something Else, and this is a mammoth of a track. It is almost 17 minutes long. It is a very great start for the album, in my opinion. The guitars and the keyboards and the drums really work together on this track. They intertwine with each other, and they all have their chance to shine, which Mystery is very, very good at doing. And into my ears, lead singer Jean Peugeot, his voice sounds impeccable on this album. He executes every note with precision. He can sing loud or quiet with equal clarity and feeling, and he brings so much passion and life to a lot of these songs as well. The song is simply mature and beautiful, and is a very accomplished performance by the group itself, and it is one of the best tracks, I believe, from this group ever. I would definitely say it's in the top 10 of their songs on my list anyways, and I'm sure you guys would agree. It's got a lot of throwback Genesis. You hear a lot of Peter Gabriel's flute in it. Jean Peugeot, as well as being the vocalist, is a flute player, and he's gifted at that as well. Now, the second song is a song called Come to Me, and upon first listen and several listens afterwards, I really get a heavy Rush influence, which isn't a bad thing, because this album, to me, you can really hear their influences. It's great pacing, it's got great singing, and the lyrics are very engaging, and the chord progression in this album and the song too, are very melodic, and they know how to write songs. I don't know anything else to say it. It's just, the instrumentation is second to none. We'll leave it at that, because I'm not sure how else to describe it. This song also has some really, really, really chunky bass parts, and I think that's why I feel that it kind of sounds like Rush. And it's not over the top either. It's very subtle and doesn't kind of overstay its welcome, which I think some bands try to maybe rely too much on their influences and end up ripping them off or borrowing too much, but in this case they don't. The third song is a ballad called How Do You Feel? The guitar work on this song, you guys have to check it out for yourself, is truly amazing. The first time I heard it, I was completely blown away. It's very reminiscent of previous songs such as Dear Someone from The World Is a Game, and If You See Here from Delusion Reign. If you're familiar with those two songs, this one has a very, very similar feel to it. Another top-notch song. Now, the next song is a song called Something to Believe In, and this was kind of the first taste that Mystery gave everybody of the new album. And it's got some absolutely gorgeous melodies, And this one has another one of those outstanding chord progressions that I really find they've excelled at on this album, especially. Previous work, like the Delusion Rain album, is a great album in itself, but this one is a little more ambitious, and I'm happy for that, because I think they needed that a little bit of a pick me up. I'm not taking anything away from Delusion Rain because it's also a great album. There's a very tasteful guitar solo. Again, they know when enough's enough and not to overdo things. They're very good at that also. The keyboard and the synth on the song will blow you away as well. It's very well done and very professional sounding. And there's a great Genesis bit where I'm not going to say they rip off, but you can definitely hear the Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. I remember the first time I heard it, I chuckled. And again, once again, you know who their influences are. The next song is a song called Dare to Dream, and this is the first time that there's been a song that has been written by another member in the band other than the lead vocalist. This one was penned by Jean Pajot, the lead singer, and it is really, for his first song that I know of, is really remarkable, and it's got a really awesome chorus, a really catchy, heartfelt chorus. It's a full-blown melodic song, and it has all the attributes to make a very solid impression on any prog fan, I think. John, in the future, if you ever see this, keep writing, because you definitely have a gift for it. And I want to thank you, Michelle, for encouraging him and allowing him to do it. I know this was kind of your baby or your project, but you've got some great musicians with you, but you already know that. Anyways, track 6 is a song called Where Dreams Come From. And this, once again, was written, the music was written by the other guitarist, Sylvain Monod, and Michel St. Pierre just contributed the lyrics. He didn't have any say in the writing, which is really, again, thank you for that opportunity to let some of your other members in the band shine, because, like I said, I think you've got some incredible talent. I know you do. And it's a great album that way. And, well, you're a great band that way too, of course. What else to say about the song? It's got one of the most thrilling guitar performances on the album. And I think that contributes because of Monod's writing it, as well as not writing, but composing it. And I love how the bass line combined with the drumming and the synthesizers all work. Like, I kind of irradiated back looking for something, how all the instruments have a chance to shine and they don't overstim their welcome. And Mystery is very, very good at that. Now, the last song on the album, 15-minute closer, is a song called Chrysalis. And this kind of is the centerpiece of the album to me. It's an epic that has a little more crunch to it and a little more oomph. It's a little more aggressive, and it's, I think, very welcome at the end of the record. It really adds to the overall feel of the album, and it was a good place to put it. And it's a very, very satisfying end to this album, and it's my candidate for Song of the Year for sure. It's that good. The album is also a contender for my top 10 list at the end of the year. One other thought about the album is Lies and Butterflies, and when it was announced it was going to be released, I have to tell you that it was probably the most anticipated album of this year. And when it came out, I instantly dove into it and listened to it about 4 times in a row, and I think I drove my son nuts because he's like, come on, put on something else, Dad. But anyways, you guys need to go out and buy this album and support local Canadian, because I am obviously Canadian, but you have to support these guys. You will not be disappointed in their music. It's mellow, neo-progressive rock at its best. I don't know anybody else that does it quite as good as Mystery, and I'm being totally 100% honest with you. But anyways, I'm going to show you a little bit of the artwork here. This, of course, is the CD. In front of it there. And there's the back. And when you ordered it from the website, they sent it to you autographed. So that was a pretty cool thing, in my opinion. And of course, because I have an obsession with vinyl, I had to order it on vinyl as well. There's the front. And there's the back. And of course, there's the gatefold with the great live photo of them. Once again, I can't recommend Mystery enough. I think everybody should go out there and grab their albums and listen to them and get familiar with them. And I'd love to talk to you and hear what you think. Take care, guys, as always, and we'll see each other soon. Bye-bye.